Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Of course, we're going to start today, because it's Tuesday, by telling you all about what His Excellency David Comissiong, Barbados Ambassador to CARICOM, what he has been up to. And he's brought along a few friends who he's going to share with, and they are here with us. So let me say a special good morning and welcome. I have to say a very special good morning to you, Ambassador. First of all, good to have you with us. And we also have Head of Programs, African Union's Economic, Social and Cultural Council, Kyeretwie Osei. Did I get that right? Almost?
Almost, yes, thank you.
Well, I'm working on it. And Sister Zakiya Uzoma Wadada. Did I get that right, or am I close?
Zakiya.
All right. Well, welcome, and I'm sure you're going to tell us the correct pronunciations. But I know there is a major forum that's coming up of much significance to people of African descent that you are here to talk to us more about. So I'll give way to you, Ambassador.
Yes, thank you, Tisha. You actually did very well trying to pronounce those names. You came very close. But yes, we are here. Brother Osei is on the African continent. Sister Zakiya is in Trinidad and Tobago, and I'm here in Barbados. And we're here to talk about the upcoming Global Africa People-to-People Forum. It is happening on Friday. It's a virtual forum, and Zakiya will explain how persons can view it. There's the poster advertising it. It's going to be on the Zoom platform, and it's going to start 10 o'clock Barbados time, Eastern Caribbean time on Friday. And what it is really a global African conversation. It's where we bring together high-level governmental people from the continent of Africa and from the diaspora, particularly from the Caribbean region of the diaspora, and they talk to each other. And we also bring together young activists, young scholars who will react to what the high-level governmental people say, but who will also have expressed their own opinions. And these young people will be equally drawn from the continent of Africa and from the diaspora. And this year, the theme of the forum is propelling major Pan-African breakthroughs in 2023. And the whole idea, we have selected five topics. And these topics, four of them constitute very positive Pan-Africanist developments pertaining to the African Export-Import Bank and its relationship with the Caribbean, the major breakthroughs in reparations, the first Africa CARICOM Heads of Government Summit that was held in 2021, the newly established United Nations Permanent Forum for People of African Descent. These are four very positive developments that we are going to be discussing, and also one that is not so much positive, but is a challenge that the entire African world has to respond to and solve, and that is the issue of Haiti. So that gives you it in a nutshell, and this forum is a collaboration between the African Union's ECOSOCC, Economic, Social and Cultural Council, hence the presence of Mr. Osei, a collaboration with the Caribbean Pan-African Network, of which I am the chairperson, and also the Emancipation Support Committee of Trinidad and Tobago, of which Sister Zakiya is the executive director. Back to you, Tisha.
All right. Well, I think you were deferring to Sister Zakiya when you were speaking before to kind of qualify what precisely how she will be engaged with this particular forum. Pretty interesting for me. Of those 5 topics, I know you said that there are 4 positive ones and one that's a bit of a challenge. For me, from where I sit, I think it is positive that we find it necessary to put Haiti on this agenda as well. So for me, that adds to the positives that are a part of this forum. Sister Zakiya, over to you.
Hello, good morning, Barbados. It's
Good
a
morning.
pleasure to be with you. Good morning, Nana. How are you? And good morning,
Good
David.
morning.
Yes, yes, it is a pleasure to be here this morning and to let you know that we, as the Emancipation Support Committee, continue to be very proud to include this event, the Global People to People Pan Africa Global People to People Africa Forum. Sorry, I'm saying it wrong. The Global Africa People to People Forum as part of our annual Pan African Festival TT commemorating emancipation in Trinidad and Tobago. So as David had said, the forum is going to be presented via the Zoom platform, and the flyer does have the link for the platform, which can be copied and put into one's browser, and that they will then get into the meeting. We will also, by letter, be sending out a wide number of invitations by email with the link to the platform. And we are also looking towards streaming the event live on Facebook, so that if and YouTube, so if you are unable to join via the Zoom link, you can also pick up on the forum via Facebook and YouTube.
Now, Sister Zakiya, as the Executive Director of the Emancipation Support Committee of Trinidad and Tobago, what are some of your major views going into this particular forum, and what are you hoping to bring home for the Caribbean as wins?
Yes. Now, the watchwords for the Emancipation Support Committee are reconnection, empowerment, and transformation. And this whole idea of reconnecting with our brothers and sisters on the continent is extremely important to us, and it has always been part of our festival. The Pan African Festival, TT commemorating emancipation, has always served to be part of, has also included, have always included as part of the festival collaboration with the African Union. The organization is, in fact, the secretariat for the Caribbean Pan African Network, and therefore we work very, very closely with both the African Union and, of course, CPAN. And we have always thought it important to have this kind of reconnection because we think it is critical for us to understand our history, to understand who we are, and to keep connected with the continent so that we can really bring about the kind of transformation that is required in ourselves and within the societies that within which we find ourselves now, so that we can be empowered as an African people.
Now, Mr. Osei, you are on the continent. In this side of the world, we know how it's being received. In your side of the world, how is it being received that we're finally reconnecting and having these very important conversations?
To join you today. We are extremely excited to be continuing these conversations with our colleagues and kinfolk from the CPAN, Caribbean Pan-African Network, the Emancipation Support Committee of Trinidad and Tobago, among many other diaspora networks in the Caribbean that we have been engaged with over a long amount of time now, all within the framework of the African Union's engagement with the African diaspora. So, as some of your viewers might be aware, the African diaspora is actually categorized as the sixth region of the African continent. So within the continent, we have 5 geopolitical divisions representing the various regions of the continent, and we have added the African diaspora as the sixth, therefore signifying the very, very high level of importance that we attach to Africans wherever they may be. We do not define Africans as those happening to be located on the continent at this point in time only, but all of our brothers and sisters who are situated around the world, who have affinity and affiliation to the continent. And so this People to People Forum is actually the second in the series that we are convening together with our partners in the Caribbean, led by Ambassador Comissiong, Sister Zakiya, really, as they have said, to advance a dialogue between our respective peoples. We know that within the geopolitics of today, there are a number of issues that unify Africa and the Caribbean, and within the African Union, we have set up a special institution called the Economic, Social, and Cultural Council, ECOSOCC, to be responsible for mobilizing and activating the voices and perspectives of civil society, both on the continent and in the Caribbean, in order to support our member states and our national and continental leadership in advancing the cause of African people wherever they are around the world, both on the continent and in the Caribbean. And this P2P forum is a key part of that.
Now, as we aspire to reach new heights in terms of the level of discourse and level of sophistication that we move forward with the various platforms, what are some of the things that we can expect, Ambassador Comissiong, in terms of the relations, the discussions? I know you outlined the various topics, but as a Caribbean people, and certainly from the Pan-African community here in the Caribbean, what are some of the major areas that you are going to be trying to hone in on?
To create a sense of positivity and agency. Too often we come together to moan and groan and to bemoan our failures, when if we look objectively at our reality, there are many, many positive things that we are doing. And so one of the things I want to stress is the quality and the high level of the governmental officials that will be taking part in this forum. And if I list the names, our viewers will get a sense of the importance of this forum and the levels at which it is pitched. It is pitched at the highest governmental level, but it is also pitched at the people-to-people level, where we are focusing particularly on our young people. So let me just give you an idea of some of the personalities that will be participating. So I begin with ECOSOCC, the African Union's Economic, Social, and Cultural Council. We will have their presiding officer, Mr. Khalid Boudali, and I think I sent you some of the photos from CPAN and the Emancipation Support Committee. We will have our own veteran Caribbean Pan-Africanist, Brother Kafra Cambon. We're going to have Prime Minister Mia Amor Motley, and the president of that's Mr. Boudali of the ECOSOCC. We're going to have Dr. Hilary Beckles. We're going to, that's Brother Osei. He will also speak on behalf of ECOSOCC. That's the Secretary General of CARICOM, Dr. Carla Barnett. She will speak about the first Africa CARICOM Summit. This is Her Excellency Epsie Campbell, former Vice President of Costa Rica and Chair of the UN Permanent Forum on People of African Descent. Of course, Prime Minister Ralph Gonsalves. He will discuss Haiti. This is Elder Kafra Cambon of the Caribbean, Elder Pan-Africanist statesman, and he will speak on behalf of CPAN and the Emancipation Support Committee. But that's Professor Benedict Orama of the African Export-Import Bank, and we should be getting to know his face quite well. Actually, one of the things we are going to herald at this forum is the fact that on the 2nd of August, Professor Benedict Orama and his whole team from the African Export-Import Bank will be coming to Barbados to to officially open the bank's new Caribbean headquarters right here in Barbados. So that is magnificent Pan-African breakthrough in 2023. And we, the people of the African world, we need to know about it and we need to discuss it. What are its implications for us and how we can build collectively upon that breakthrough. So this is really the idea, Tisha. It is about look, recognizing where we have done concrete things, we have made concrete breakthroughs, but that we now need to consolidate that by making sure that all or as many of our people as possible know about these breakthroughs and know about the roles that they can play in mobilizing around these breakthroughs and making them even stronger and more effective. And I like the fact that you looked at the issue of Haiti and said, well, it's not really a negative, but you're really focusing on the positive of us trying to bring our global African family together at this forum to discuss how collectively we could all play a role in solving the issue of the crisis in Haiti. So that is the spirit that is going to permeate the entire event on Friday. And this is an annual event. Brother Osei said it's the second. It's actually the third. We actually started in 2021. So this is the third edition. But I think this year we hit upon this idea of itemizing those positive breakthroughs and also those things that challenge us and that we really need to come together to make sure we have a breakthrough. And I think going forward, we're probably going to stick to that format every year, bringing to the attention of African people globally the major breakthroughs and the major challenges that we need to mobilize around.
All right, I want to thank you all so much for sharing with us. The time goes by so quickly. We definitely need our own forum to be able to discuss all the matters that we should be able to work through in anticipation of everything that will happen on this Friday forum. Thank you again.
Thank you, Tisha. And final word to our audience, log in on Friday from 10 a.m. It is going to be exhilarating and extremely meaningful.
All right. Thank you so much, Ambassador. Thank you, Sister Zakiya and Mr. Osei, for sharing with us this morning.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.